Sixth graders, chapter 4 is all about fractions, and specifically understanding fractions. What fractions are, how are they used in the world, and things like that. Okay, so that's the first thing we're going to talk about. What is a fraction? Well, a fraction means that it's a part of a whole. That's the most basic understanding, is it's part of one. When you're measuring something, between 0 and 1 inch, there's all of these marks on a ruler. And if you look at this diagram, between 0 and 1, it shows you the parts of an inch that are marked on a ruler. So halfway between is 1/2. And then halfway between the 0 and half is 1/4. That's called a 1/4 inch. And if you go past the 1/2, you get to 3/4 of an inch. And so these marks on a ruler are used for measuring. When it doesn't fall right on a whole inch, then you have to figure out what it's closest to, what other marks it's closest to. So that's one way that you can practice using fractions, is by measuring things. Okay? Another way that a fraction is used is to tell about how many pieces there are out of the total. So, one part is x'd out of 3. So this is a fraction 1/3. Okay? Or if you were eating pizza this weekend and the pizza was cut into fourths and one of them was eaten, then you have 3/4 left. 3/4 out of the whole. The bottom number on each of these tells you how many total pieces the whatever it is, whether it's just a diagram or whether it's pizza or a pumpkin pie or whatever. This always tells you the total number of pieces when we're talking about this type of a fraction. So it means that there are 4 total pieces in the whole. And then since one of them is missing, 3 of them are left. Okay? Or you could answer the question, how many are gone, or how many have been eaten? 1/4 of it has been eaten. Does that make sense? Nod your head if that makes sense. Okay? Good. Now, you can also get an idea, based on the denominator, of how big the pieces are. So if you think about a pizza, a regular sized pizza, and if it was cut into fourths, those pieces would be pretty big, right? What if it was cut into 1/16? Would those pieces be the same size? Would they be bigger or smaller? If this pizza was cut into 1/16, the whole pizza would be 16 out of 16. Or if 2 of the pieces were eaten, then it would be 14/16 left. But look at these 2 denominators. One of them is 16 and one of them is 4. Which one would have bigger pieces? Which one would have pieces that are bigger? Matt? The fourths, yeah. The fourths would be bigger. And so, generally speaking, the bigger the denominator, the smaller the size of the piece. Okay? That's going to be important later when we're adding and subtracting fractions. We have to add and subtract fractions that have the same size pieces or the same denominator. Let's go to your book. on page 111, it gives us some practice questions. Which of those models shows 3/4? A, B, or C? Which model shows 3/4? Abby?
A.
A. 3 of them are shaded out of 4. What does model B show? What fraction does model B show? Matt? 2/4. What's another way to say that? Nate? 1/2. You see how 2/4 and 1/2 look the same? What's the same about 2/4 and 1/2? What's the same? Tyler?
The amount.
The amount, exactly. Not the piece size, but the amount. All right? The pieces are actually smaller in 2/4, aren't they? Compared to 1/2. So it's the amount. They are equal amounts. Okay? What about C? What fraction is that? What fraction is diagram C? Take.
Diagram C.
Yeah.
What? Okay, now I
Diagram
got
C
confused.
at the top of page 111.
Okay, I see that.
At the top of page 111.
3 circle.
Nope. Top of page 111.
Oh, 111.
What fraction
Oh,
is that?
fraction. Oh.
What fraction is that?
I don't understand this one.
Well,
when you go into the halves,
how many
I don't know.
total? Yeah, how many
Oh,
total
it'll be-
segments are there?
3, 4. 2.
No, how many total segments? How many total sections?
4.
There's 4 total sections. Yep. And so the dot is on what?
The first?
Yeah, the first. So 1 out of
4.
4. So what fraction is that?
1/4.
1/4. Very good. It's on this spot right here. Look at this diagram, and make sure you put this in your notes. Halfway between the 0 and half is 1/4. Okay? Number 2. Well, actually going on. I think you can do this on your own. When you're drawing models, unlike the circle models that are hard, they're going to be hard to draw. When you're drawing models of fractions, I recommend doing triangles. Or sorry, rectangles. Not triangles, rectangles. Okay? So for example, if you wanted to make 3/10, how could you cut this easily into tenths? You could cut it by making a bunch of lines, like 9 lines would give you tenths. Or you could make it 2 by what?
5.
Good, 2 by 5. You draw 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, oops, yeah, 4. Now, when you're drawing models, they do not have to be the exact same size. For a model, this is a sketch, so it doesn't have to be exact. Okay? But how would we cut this into, or how would we show 3/10 then?
Shading in 3.
Yeah, shading 3 of them. 1, 2, 3. 3/10. So when you are making models, think about cutting it in more than one way. Okay? That'll make it a little easier. All right, what I want you to do is numbers 2 through 25 for tomorrow. Okay?
1 through 25.